Hello, my name is April and welcome to the Yoga Ranger Studio and welcome to this tutorial focused on the Yin Yoga poses of the Dragon series. So I've been putting a lot of thought into this because Dragon pose is one of the most yang poses of the Yin system, being a little bit more active. There's a lot of things going on in the poses of the Dragon series, and there are more than one. There are lots of different versions of the dragon, going all the way from an upright dragon all the way to a full splits. So a couple of props that are really helpful. We'll go through all of these as we go, but if you are someone who struggles with this pose, you might want to have some of these things around you just to try them out and see how they work for you. A bolster. If you don't have a bolster, some pillows off your couch would work just as well. A blanket or a couple of beach towels or a couple of blankets if necessary, a couple of blocks, and a chair. Now I found that for a lot of people, the depth of the pose, the weight bearing of the pose is really helped by using something a little taller. So you don't have to have a chair, you can have a stool, something like you can even use the wall for this pose as well. So we'll kind of go through these different options here. So the pose itself, a lot of people have issues with the amount of weight on the knees. And I completely understand that because I have kind of tender knees myself. So I always suggest in this pose putting some padding underneath your knees to give you some cushion. And you can always fold this more or add more to it. You can use a bolster underneath your knee as well. So if you're just doing a normal version, you would do just a blanket underneath, even if you don't have issues with your knees. But if you have a lot of issues with your knees, one way of using this bolster is to take the knee off the front end or off the back end so that you're not on the knee at all. So you don't have any weight on the knee, keeping your toes flipped. I often find that when I take my toes down flat, stretched out with the top of the foot, that's going to put a little bit more compression. If you want to take some of that off, keeping a little bit of action in the leg, the back leg, to lift feels really good. So here again, either front or back side of the bolster, or even a block if you don't have a bolster. So let's come back to our standard version here. So I'm going to do it without anything, but of course, once again, you put something underneath your knees. Now the depth of this pose can vary a lot. You can be upright, very tall, and this is high dragon. So you're up really high, you have your hands on that thigh, you're sitting up nice and high. You're getting a lot of stretch in the front of the hip flexor, so the front side of this hip on the opposite side. Probably less so in the deep hips and the low back. So when you sink into the pose, there's a couple of different alignments for your knees as well. And this is in the upright or down version of dragon. You can have knee directly over the ankle. This is joint on joint, probably one of the safest ways to do it if you have any kind of knee problems or knee issues. You can take it further out as you're heading into a deeper splits type version. You can keep walking it further and further and further. Hands on a surface, blocks, or the floor, whatever version works for you, okay? You can also take a version in which you overstep, or I should say understep. This is an understep version where your foot is way back and your knee is way over those toes or somewhere in between there. So you can have the heel on the floor as well. And this is kind of a version that if you have no issues with your knees, it's probably pretty safe, but just be aware of any discomfort really happening in that knee joint. You don't want to feel that a lot in the knees. Here again, using blocks or a bolster or the floor or a chair can really help in this pose. So we've got our upright version. Any of those leg versions can be in the upright version, okay? You can even take the blocks and take your full longer version with your hands on blocks, okay? And then coming down, you can take a couple of different versions here. You can take the low one down where you have hands on either side of that front foot, or you can take both hands to the inside and walk that foot out to the side, keeping the foot flat, but slightly turned out maybe, or just straight. And here you can come down onto your forearms, down onto the chair with the forearms, or all the way down to the floor if that's where you want to go. You can also turn the foot way out, walk it out a little bit, and roll to the outside edge. This is more of a winged dragon. So you're kind of flying that winged part of your leg out. Here again, you can come down to the floor, fingertips, blocks, bolster, whatever brings the floor a little bit closer to you. That'll take a little bit of the discomfort out of the hips. Or you can come all the way down to the forearms here again. You can take a twisted dragon, which is taking the hand to that knee, either foot flat or open. So lots of variations here. It depends a lot on what you're trying to work as to where you go with these. If I'm trying to really work the front hip flexor, I'd want to keep that foot flat. If I'm wanting to work the inner leg into the lower back and hips and glutes, I'd want to turn the foot out and kind of open it up so it runs on the outside edge of that right foot. So any of these work. You can also take sort of a half stretch here. Some people have used this as sort of a half dragon, maybe a baby dragon, right? Letting the toes relax, sitting back a little bit further. You can walk that foot further forward. Add some depth to it. This, once again, is a little bit more yang than a normal yin pose is. Taking advantage of that chair can really be helpful here. Whatever version you're taking, here's where you can settle into your pose a little bit more, whatever version you're taking of it. Finding some depth. Here again, if your knee has no issues and you're okay with that and you want a little bit more opening, you can stretch those toes out to the top side of the foot. This is going to put a little bit more weight on the knee than if you had your toes flipped. Another little trick is if you're using a blanket, or even if you're not, is to come into the pose from a kneeling position, step in, lift that back leg, walk it back, and then drop it down and kind of pull yourself a little bit forward so that the knee slides forward. So you're not right on the kneecap itself, you're on the top side of the knee. So you're not compressing the kneecap itself, which feels a lot better. Here again, I'm letting this knee, because I have problems with this knee, sitting a little bit off the edge of the back of the blanket, so I don't feel like I have as much compression there. Here again, going to 2/3 your depth. We're not looking for as deep as you can go. The chair makes it really easy because you can take your hands on it, you can take your arms out, you can rest your head on it. Any version of this. I find that I like to go a little bit deeper sometimes, just starting to walk that foot out with the blocks. Find a little opening. Here again, you can turn the foot out as well and have it a little overstepped and come into this position. I always think about sort of softening the hips in the back because I tend to want to take my body kind of curved up, and I'm sure a lot of people do. But just softening that space. And then coming all the way back up. You can even make use of the back of the chair if it needs to be a little bit higher for you. So use whatever you need to. Stacking blocks at their highest heights or lowest heights, a couple more blocks. You can stack a bolster. If you're wanting to come deeper into the full dragon with the full open legs out, one of the dragon series, it's nice to take a bolster either up on its upright height. Take the legs out. You can go a little bit deeper there. You have a little bit of support. Here again, that chair would be really helpful, but you can still stay here as well. So even if you take your legs all the way out and you have that opening to take what we call in a yang class Hanumanasana, or full monkey pose, you might want to use the bolster to sort of support you so that you can hang out in this pose a little bit longer. Because here again, we're not looking for your deepest pose, your fullest pose. We're looking for a little bit back from that so you can hang out here longer. The longer we stay in these poses, and I would say in dragon in particular, the longer we stay in the pose, the more you're going to feel it. So even if you don't feel a lot of feeling or sensation at the beginning of this pose, you may start to feel a lot more as you go. Know that dragon pose kind of builds on itself. If you're looking for more back bend, you're going to stay in that upright dragon, arch the back a little bit, lift the heart, lift the head. If you're looking for more depth in the hips, fold down, come down a little bit lower onto the hands. inside of the hip would be opening that hip up a little bit or rolling it out to the side, turning out to the side and rolling open. You get a little bit more of the inner thigh. If you want to get a little bit more of the hip flexors, you're probably going to keep that foot sort of aligned and a little bit straight or even just slightly off to the side. So lots of variations here. And there's lots of variations in between that. So check out blocks, check out blankets and bolsters for the knees, really protect the knees, flipping the toes if you need to, and kind of using that knee technique where you flip back and kind of pull forward so that you get to the top of the knee instead of the actual kneecap itself. You end up on this more muscular part than on the actual bone of the kneecap. And a chair. I have actually loved using a chair for dragon pose because I can do all sorts of different variations with it and find a lot of depth in the pose and kind of explore it a little bit more. So any chair will do, or a bench, anything like that. A couch will work just as well. So I hope this helps with your dragon poses. Definitely feel free to grab whatever you want whenever you have a practice coming up and you don't know what's listed in there. Grab all your props, have them around. You might need them, you might use them. You know, pillows off your couch, pillows off your bed, blocks or books or book stacks, a chair nearby or a bench, a couple of towels thrown on the floor, whatever you need to find sustainability in your poses. This is what you're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Check out the other tutorials for some of the other poses that I've had a lot of people ask about. Those are all listed down in a playlist on the channel, so check those out. I hope to see you again soon. If you're not a subscriber, join me each week for a brand new class each Thursday morning. Click that subscribe button down over to your right and join me each week. If you'd like to see more practices and more depth to your practices, as well as extended practices, you can come join me at the yogaranger.vhx.tv, which is a member site that has lots of extended practices, as well as a live call each month, immersion playlists, a monthly practice calendar, journal prompts, and lots of extras. So I'd love to see you there. It has a 7-day free trial, so you can check it out and see if it works for you. Hope to see you again soon. Have a great week.